It's time to die.
I have experienced paranormal activity in my house. Fuck, did you guys hear his fucking movements?
It's way too many fake niggas. I'm tired of fake niggas. Sneak dissing, but be all in my face.
I'm gonna get so much freaking dollars that you don't even know it. Ah!
Hey, what's up everyone, and welcome to another review for the month of Gorror, and this time I'm taking a look at Spring, which is a new indie movie that has horror and romantic elements to it, or romance elements to it. And that's all I'm going to say right now, because this movie is going to be hard to talk about, because really, I shouldn't talk too much about what the plot is. Obviously there's horror and romance in there, but to what degree and what it's actually about, I'm going to have a hard time explaining, because I really don't want to spoil what this movie's about. I'm having a hard time actually doing this review. I almost didn't do this review because it's one of those movies where if you talk too much, kind of like Cabin in the Woods, you're going to spoil something really cool in it. So let's talk about Spring. This is going to be a hard movie to talk about. So I'm going to tell you right here, if you do not want me to spoil even little details about this film, I highly recommend you go check it out now. Go watch the film now. I highly recommend checking it out because it is really, really good, and it would be even better if you did not know what this movie was about. If you thought it was just straight up a romance film with some horror elements like I did, you will be very surprised what you get in this movie. It is like Cabin in the Woods level of don't read anything about it, just go see the film. So go see the film right now. Even if you don't care for it, it's only like a good like an hour and 40 minutes, so you're not wasting too much time. I'm sure you've seen worse films, okay, so even if you don't like it. So there you go. I want you to go see it now. And then let's continue to review right now. Pause it and go check it out. Okay, you back? Alright, let's talk about this movie. Okay, so Spring is a movie I was really looking forward to because I heard about what it was about. I was like, ooh, that sounds interesting. Then I realized when I was watching the movie, I wish I didn't know what this was about before I watched it, because that would have been a cool little twist and like, oh wow, okay. I just thought it was going to be kind of, you know, more romantic than horror-ish, but it kind of like just like throws a fast one at you, because it really does change gears in a way, and I really enjoyed the hell out of this movie. It's about a guy who, played by Lou Taylor Pucci, I don't know how to pronounce his last name, but he was in the Evil Dead remake. He was the dipshit that opened the book and read it like a dip. Like just like a dip would. But he is a guy that's kind of broken at this point. His mother just passed away. He had a fight with a guy in a bar where he messed that guy up. He broke a few of his teeth and stuff. So now the cops are looking at for him. So he decides, you know what, I'm gonna dip for a little while. I keep saying dip for some reason, but he's gonna leave the U.S. He's gonna go to Italy and have just a good old-fashioned vacation. And he's just like, screw the cops. My mom, I'll forget about, whatever. I'll just have to have a nice little vacation. So he goes there, and he meets up with a couple of other backpackers and stuff from, I think, Britain or whatever. And he meets up with them. He has a good time. And then he meets up with a woman played by Nadia Hilker, who I think this is her first film. I'm not sure though. Who is she's beautiful, and he immediately likes her. He's just like, whoa, I want to know more about this girl. And he immediately wants to actually like have a dinner where, because at first she's like, hey, you want to go have some fun? Let's go sleep together. And he's like, well, let's have dinner first or something. Like, he actually wants to kind of build a relationship because he's kind of like a broken man at this point. And he wants to actually build a relationship with this girl because immediately it was love at first sight, where he's just like, oh man, I really like that girl. And they start to have a relationship where they actually build up into actually really do like loving each other. And then there's a little thing about something I'm not going to spoil, and maybe the romance is in danger at some point in time in this movie. I don't know, but it really is at the heart of this movie a romance about two people that are completely different, very, very different, and they fall in love. And it's a really good story. That's a decent love story, sure, but it's actually a really good just movie where you just sit down, you watch it, some great dialogue between two really likable characters. You really do buy that they really do like each other, and then you get some horror elements in there that are very surprising, and and kind of shocking at times. There's actually a couple really good creepy moments in this movie that I was just like, whoa. I can't even spoil some of them, obviously, but there's some really good ones that you'll be like, oh shit. And there's one scene towards the end of the film, like the last 20 minutes, where something happens. I'm like, oh. I was like, whoa. So there's a lot of really, really good moments like that. But really, at the heart of this movie is the romance. It is. And it's about characters. And it's about the acting, too. The acting is great. Lou Taylor Pucci, I hope I'm just going to call him Lou. Lou is great in this film, because I feel weird saying his last name. Because I don't know if I'm saying it right, I'm saying something really dirty, or I don't know, I'm just saying it wrong. I don't know. It could either be I'm saying it right, but it sounds dirty, or I could say it wrong. And both of them are kind of embarrassing. So I'm just going to call him Lou. Alright, so Lou's great in this. He's really likable. You feel bad for him instantly. His mom died and then he had a fight. He has a couple of stoner friends, and he gets fired from his job. So he's just like, oh, screw it, I'm just going to Italy. And then, he meets up with this girl, Nadia, who's great in the film as well. She's really likable. Then you get to find out more of her backstory, and it's really interesting. And you just don't see movies like this being made. Most of the time, if you see a movie like this, it's just a regular stupid-ass romance with nothing else besides it just being a dumbass romance. There's going to be a part where they argue, and then at the end they get back together. It most likely will star Katherine Heigl or Kate Hudson. It's going to be shitty. But this movie does something really different. It's part comedy, it's part romance, it's part horror movie. It's just all part great, though. I really enjoyed Spring, and I have nothing else to say besides go check this movie out. Go check it out. I saw it at Best Buy for like $12.99. I'm probably going to be buying it. Is there some problems with the movie? Sure. Some of the tonal switches, like when it switches from horror to romance to comedy, is a little jarring at times. Also, there's a couple of little silly moments, not just with the horror, but just with the romance. There's a whole part where they go under a cave and it's like really beautiful and it looks like something straight out of a Disney film. And I'm like, alright, that's kind of silly. It got into like really fairy tale style romance at times, which was a little corny. Also, the dialogue is great between those two, but there's a couple of times here and there when it's like maybe it's in the beginning between him and a couple of his friends. It's still okay, and it's actually kind of funny, but it's not. It just doesn't feel like it's the same writer. It feels like the same writer that wrote the first like 30 minutes, like. The writer of the first 30 minutes switched and went to someone else that knows how to do romance writing for the last hour and a half or whatever. But besides that, it's still a great film. I'm going to give Spring, I'm going to give it a 35 out of 40. You definitely got to check it out. It's a great horror movie with some romance, or it should be the other way around. It's a romance with some horror elements to it. So definitely go check it out. Thank you, and until next time, great movie. Go check it out. Goodbye.